Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Game Night in the Region, streaming live on the Region Sports Network. We come to you tonight from Crown Point High School as the Region Sports Network presents coverage of high school baseball. As the Lake Central Indians visit the Crown Point Bulldogs, I'm Leo Staudaher. I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's broadcast between two tough Duneland Conference rivals playing for the second time in as many days. Yesterday, these two same teams met on the Diamond at Lake Central, and it was the Indians who took a 7-3 victory over the Bulldogs. So now in the second game, we'll see who picks up the win in a pivotal game in Duneland Conference play. Lake Central, the visitors tonight, 17-3 on the year, 11-0 in conference play. They are 6-3 on the road. They have won their last four. Crown Point, the home team this evening, 19-4 on the year, 10-1 against the Duneland. They are 11-2 here at White Maley Field. They have lost their last game, which snapped a 10-game win streak dating back to Easter weekend. So a big couple of weeks for the Bulldogs, trying to start a streak of their own tonight. So let's keep things rolling. We'll start with the first pitch forecast, which is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, it's currently 76 degrees in Crown Point. It is cloudy. Temperatures are expected to drop throughout the evening. The good news is no chance of rain in the foreseeable forecast, so we are hoping for a good night of baseball. There's a slight breeze blowing in, but nothing too serious that should impact play. That's the game night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. With a 24/7 emergency service, comfort isn't far away. So now it's time to take a look at the Great Lakes Sports Hub batting order. We'll start with the visiting Lake Central Indians. Jake Figg leads off, plays center field. Keegan O'Brien bats second, plays left field. Ryder Fernandez plays third and bats third. Drew Costeba bats fourth, plays right field. Parker Robinson bats fifth, plays short. Dylan Hine is a designated hitter. He will bat sixth. Luke Hallfeld will be behind the plate. He is in the seventh spot in the lineup. Batting eighth is the first baseman, Jacob Zimmerman. And Victor Villegas plays second base, bats ninth. Luke O'Keefe will be on the hill for the Indians. And looking at the other side of the field, that'll be the Crown Point Bulldogs. Here's their 1 through 9 from Coach Steve Strayer. Caden Matusik bats first. He plays second. Noah Ehrlich bats second, plays third. Billy Chidsey will be the shortstop this evening. He bats in the 3 spot. Batting cleanup is Sean Dunlap, playing right field. Jace Horton will be behind the dish for the Bulldogs. He bats fifth. Jackson Alexander plays first, bats sixth. Nick Wagner plays left field, bats seventh. Logan Cotton is the DH tonight. He bats eighth. Brody Langens rounds out the 1 through 9. He'll be in center field. Linus Sheridan will be doing the throwing for the Bulldogs tonight. Great Lakes Sports Hub, more than a dome. And it's also time to take a look at the starting pitchers for tonight's game. That means we turn to the Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurlers today, presented by Enigenberg Exteriors. For the Bulldogs, they'll send Linus Sheridan to the hill. He's 6-0 on the year in 7 appearances. He has an ERA of .22. That's right, 0.22 in 32 innings pitched. 15 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned. He has walked just 17 while striking out 36. For the Indians of Lake Central, they send Luke O'Keefe, who's 5-0 on the year, ERA of 1.56 in 7 appearances, 27 innings thrown. 18 hits against him, 7 runs, 6 of them earned. He's walked 19 and struck out 30. Those are your Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurlers. Enigenberg Exteriors, experienced roofing and siding contractor serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee. Visit them on the web at ebergexteriors.com. So those are the starters from these two teams, playing the second of a back-to-back with huge conference championship implications on the line. We are getting closer to first pitch. It's going to be O'Keefe against Sheridan, the Indians against the Bulldogs, and it's coming up next, so stick around. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Leading off, playing second base, 17, Hayden Matusek. Batting second, playing third base, number 6, Noah Ehrlich. Batting third, playing shortstop, 16, Billy Jitsi. Batting fourth, playing right field, 23, Sean Dunlap. Batting fifth, the catcher, 27, Jace Horton. Batting sixth, playing first base, 21, Jackson Alexander. Batting seventh, playing left field, 13, Mick Wagner. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, 25, Logan Cotton. And batting ninth, playing center field, number 3, Brody Langens. And on the mound for the Bulldogs, the pitcher, number 10, Linus Cheriton. Ladies and gentlemen.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
We are getting closer to first pitch here at White Bailey Field for a big battle between two local rivals in the Bulldogs and the Indians. If you look at the rankings around the state, Lake Central 6th in the coaches poll in 4A, 6th in the prep baseball report. They're looking to defend their 2024 state title. While the Bulldogs, they are 4th in the coaches poll, 3rd in the PBR poll. So these are two teams you could make the case for either of them to be vying for a state championship this year and taking a little peek ahead. They are two teams that are probably going to have to face again in a couple weeks. They are in the same sectional, have to take care of business to get there, but they could be headed towards a crash course at collision course for the sectional championship game. Crown Point will face Munster in the semis, and then Lake Central will face the winner of Hammond Central and Morden. So again, have to take care of business in those semifinal games, but these are two of the top teams in the state, and they could potentially face each other very early in the postseason. Well, the Bulldogs trying to replicate what they did a year ago, or the Indians trying to replicate what they did a year ago, and the Bulldogs looking to play spoiler. So this should be a fun one here. We see Linus Cheriton going through his final warm-up tosses. Cheriton, the Olive Harvey Junior College commit, he has been super sharp on the mound in his opportunities this season. Talk about that ERA of .22, one of the lowest ERAs in the state for qualified pitchers. Just one earned run, and that came last week against Chesterton, where he went 6 innings of 2-hit ball, allowing just 1 run, walking 4 and striking out 6. So he gets ready to take the hill, has to retie his shoe real quick, and then we will play ball. So 76 degrees, cloudy with some sun peeking out. It is a good night for baseball here in the region, and we're getting ready to start it. So Sheridan against Fig here to start the game. The right-hander winds up, fires that one high and inside for ball 1. So Fig had to duck out of the way to avoid running into that one. He is batting .333 this season, a senior center fielder. 20 hits, .476 on base percentage, 10 walks, and you have to be careful when you do put him on base because he has 23 stolen bases this year. He fouls away the 1-0 pitch, will go 1-1. But so it starts with Fig at the top of the lineup for this Lake Central team. If he gets on base, some of those power threats behind him can bring him home. The 1-1. Jammed in the air towards center field. Langens goes back, circles and calls for it. Camps out under that baseball for out number 1. So defensively, Sheridan on the hill for the Bulldogs. Horton behind the plate. Ehrlich and Alexander at the corners. Chidsey and Matusik up the middle. And an outfield from left to right, Wagner, Langens, and Dunlap. So Keegan O'Brien, the junior left fielder, bats for the Bulldogs. He swings over that bender from Sheridan. The junior batting .262 on the season. 16 hits. He's driven in 13 runs, scored 18 of his own. He's got a good eye with 13 walks. Watches that one skip just in front of the plate and go beyond the catcher. So the count evened up at 1-1. Sheridan goes through his windup, sends that fastball just over the plate, and it's fouled away by O'Brien. So yesterday, the Bulldogs and Indians met over at Lake Central. It was Lake Central who took the win 7-3. They were up 7-1 after the second inning, the 1-2. So the Bulldogs looking for some early scoreless innings from Sheridan on the hill to prevent things from getting out of control that first time through the lineup. The 2-2, that's low for a ball. We'll go full at 3-2. The Lake Central offense really started well and then were able to ride some good pitching. The payoff pitch is high and away for ball 4. O'Brien is on with his 14th walk of the season.
The third baseman, number 5.
Lake Central was aided by some good pitching from Josh Flores, the Kentucky commit. He struck out 9 batters over 6 innings. But for the Bulldogs as well, 11 total strikeouts as a team, so they're looking to correct that while the Indians trying to replicate what was a good offensive performance. Fernandez puts the first pitch he sees in the air deep towards center field, but Langens is able to move over to his left and get there for out number 2. So 2 flyouts to the center fielder, and there are 2 away. There's a runner on first base, and Drew Kostiba will bat here for the Indians. He had 2 hits and drove in 2 runs yesterday. Batting in the cleanup spot here as a senior, batting .393 on the season. A throw over to first base, sliding back safely is O'Brien. Kostiba's driven in 28 runs this season. So Sheridan pitching out of the stretch here, kicks and fires, that's high. So the count starts 1-0. O'Brien with 14 stolen bases on the year steps out to a lead at first. Sheridan goes towards the plate, the 1-0. Breaks high. We go 2-0 now. So just trying to drop that one towards the top of the strike zone, but it's still a little bit elevated. So Kosteba ahead in this count. The 2-0 pitch. O'Brien's going to second. The throw down. He slides. Safe. O'Brien picks up his 15th stolen base of the season. It was a good throw by Horton. Nearly beat him there, but it was a little bit behind him. O'Brien, with that feet-first slide, was able to get to the bag and remain over it as the tag was applied. So he moves into scoring position with the count now 3-0. The pitch. That's called strike one. So Sheridan trying to work his way back into this count. Does so with that fastball for a strike. Kosteba moves back into the right-handed batter's box. The 3-1. O'Brien's going again. The throw down to third. He beats it there, so another stolen base for O'Brien. He has moved from first to third and one at bat. It was ball four anyway, so Kosteba walks. And Parker Robinson will bat here with runners on the corners and two away in the very first inning. So Robinson, the sophomore shortstop, batting .300 on the season. He's driven in 9 runs, has an opportunity here with a pair on. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it away past home plate. So Robinson is an underclassman playing in this senior-heavy Lake Central team, but has been swinging a good bat this season while playing at a premier defensive position as well. So the 0-1. That off-speed pitch gets to the far corner for strike two, so Robinson finds himself behind at 0-2 with 2 runners on. The Indians don't want to leave them stranded. Trying to replicate what they did yesterday and put up runs in those first couple of innings. The 0-2. Robinson hammers this one towards left field. It's going towards that left foul pole, and it is foul. It's sliced foul. It nearly left the yard. Goes off that brick wall around the foul pole. If that was straightened out, that could have gone over the fence in left field. That was crushed off the bat of Parker Robinson for a loud strike. So the count remains 0-2. Sheridan looking to avoid a similar swing from Robinson here. He delivers the 0-2. Robinson checks up on it. Did he go all the way? He did. Strike 3. Sheridan escapes. A couple of walks. They're left stranded. So we will step aside, and when we come back, the Bulldogs will take their first at-bats. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Our hero, Lantern Man, faces off against a nefarious insurance swindler.
I'll trick them into a contract and just keep raising the rates.
Luckily, they can make a call to Crow Company's Lantern Man. He's always ready to protect families from the insurance swindler.
I can easily defeat your overpriced policies. Fair prices always prevail when you call me, the Crow Company's Lantern Man.
Crow Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
As Crown Point gets ready for their first at-bats, it's time to take a look at the Great Lakes Sports Hub batting order for the Crown Point Bulldogs. Matusik batting first, playing second. Ehrlich follows him. The third baseman, Chidsey at short. Dunlap, Horton, Alexander, Wagner, Cotton, and Langens, the center fielder, rounds out the 1 through 9. They will be facing a tough pitcher in Luke O'Keefe, who is 5-0 on the season. So after facing Josh Flores yesterday, one of the top pitchers in the area. It doesn't get any easier against Flores here. Lake Central in the field defensively. O'Keefe on the hill. Hallfelt behind the plate. Fernandez and Zimmerman at the corners. Robinson and Villegas up the middle. The first pitch from O'Keefe. Called strike one. O'Brien, Fig, and Costiba in the outfield from left to right. So the count starts off 0-1 to Caden Matusik, a junior playing second base. The next one low for a ball, so we go 1-1. Matusik batting .446 on the season. So O'Keefe goes with the 1-1 pitch. Spins that breaking ball in for strike two, so he's ahead against Matusik here, 1-2. Gets the sign, kicks and delivers the 1-2. Fouled away by Matusik towards the right field bullpen. So he remains ahead in this count. A ball and 2 strikes. To the top of the order here for the Bulldogs. He delivers this one high, evens the count up at 2-2. So looking at his windup, it's more of kind of pitching out of the stretch where he just has that quick kick and goes to the plate. There it is, and it's jammed away by Matusik. So you want to try to time that up. He's got a quick delivery, and Matusik doing his job here as the leadoff hitter. Now going 6 pitches against O'Keefe. The 2-2. Put in the air towards left field. O'Brien has a path to that baseball. The left fielder gets there for the opening out. So that brings Noah Ehrlich to the plate, the senior third baseman, batting .309 on the year. Ehrlich headed to Miami, Ohio next season to play football. He's also starting quarterback for the Bulldogs. Plays the hot corner tonight. Lake Central wearing their black jerseys with blue numbers, cursive script across the front. Ehrlich swings through that one. Black caps for the Indians as well. I believe those are gray pants with pinstripes on them. While the Bulldogs wearing the all-white uniforms, white lids with a red bill, red script across the front, and red numbers on the back, a red stripe down the side as the 0-1 goes low. So a ball and a strike to the third baseman, Ehrlich. 21 hits on the season for him, 390 on base percentage. The 1-1 pitch speeds away outside for ball 2. So righty on lefty matchup. Long pause from O'Keefe, then he goes to the plate, tries to backdoor that off-speed pitch, but he misses. That'll move the count to 3-1. So a couple of walks in the top of the first for the Indians, put runners on the corners. Ehrlich's trying to work one of his own. The 3-1, that's inside for ball 4.
The shortstop, 16.
9th free pass of the season for Ehrlich. Puts him on here. Ehrlich a threat to go. He has 8 stolen bases on the year. Scored 21 runs. Brings Billy Chidsey to the plate. The senior shortstop. Another lefty against O'Keefe here, who delivers. So O'Keefe still works mainly only out of the stretch, so the count 1-0. So same delivery to try to time up. Chidsey batting .472 on the season. He's driven in 22 runs. He added an RBI yesterday. And the throw over to first base nearly pulls Zimmerman away. The left-handed first baseman had to reach over, take that right hand, go over his left shoulder to keep that one from going wayward. So the 1-0 pitch, he muscles in a fastball for a strike. So he evens this count up to 1-1. So So the senior shortstop looking to get his teammate Ehrlich in motion here. The 1-1 pitch, Ehrlich's going to go. It's poked over to shortstop. Robinson gets there, throws to first. In time, Ehrlich's going for 3. He will get there.
The right fielder, 23, Sean.
So Ehrlich ends up on third base. Chidsey was safe at first, actually. So what a play by the Bulldogs on just a pool cue type play over to Robinson at first base. He had to pick it up and throw it. And he just misses it. So Chidsey with the infield single advances Ehrlich to third base. So the Bulldogs threatening here with Sean Dunlap up to bat with runners on the corners and just one away. Chidsey's going for second. He will get there uncontested as Dunlap swings over that off-speed pitch. So that's the first hit of the ball game. Chidsey with the single. He moves over to second base, so Dunlap, the junior right fielder, batting .353 on the year. He's driven in 14 runs this season. He will work here with a couple of teammates in scoring position. But a big opportunity for Dunlap, for the Bulldogs trying to avenge that loss they had yesterday, and this is the type of production you want from the top of the order. Get your cleanup hitter on, up with 2 on and only 1 away. The 0-1 pitch from O'Keefe. Fastball to the far corner for strike 2. So that puts Dunlap behind. No balls and 2 strikes. So here's O'Keefe's 0-2 delivery. This one lifted towards right field. It's going to curl away out of play towards that Lake Central bullpen, so it remains 0-2. Dunlap had to reach across the zone and was able to get the bat there, but it just sliced off the bat. But he stays alive. Dunlap drove in a run with a single in yesterday's loss for the Bulldogs. Big opportunity to bring in a couple of teammates here. So timeout call. O'Keefe and Dunlap step back to their positions. Right-handed pitcher against right-handed batter. The set from O'Keefe. And now he steps off. Believe there is a miscommunication about the signs, it looks like. So his catcher, Hallfeld, will head out to the hill to talk things over with him. Luke Hallfeld, the senior catcher for Lake Central, makes his way back behind the dish. Hallfeld, a Benedictine University commit. The 0-2 pitch from O'Keefe. That fastball's high for a ball. Dunlap lays off. So the count 1-2. Ehrlich over at third base, Chidsey at second. Only 1 away. The pitch. Fouled away by Dunlap. Another foul ball. O'Keefe tries to go inside on him towards the hands, and Dunlap's just able to jam it away. So the count remains 1-2, but a couple of tough fouls from Dunlap to stay in this at-bat. Now O'Keefe's pitch. Dunlap swings through it for strike 3. O'Keefe picks up his first punch out of the ball game in a big spot to erase one of the top hitters in the state. It'll bring Jace Horton, the Bulldog catcher, up to the plate with 2 away and 2 in scoring position. Horton batting .387 on the year. Horton will be playing collegiately next season for the Milwaukee School of Engineering at the Division III level. The pitch from O'Keefe. He swings through that bender for strike 1. That had some good movement from O'Keefe. It was dropping and tailing away from the batter. So Horton gets ready for this 0-1 offering from O'Keefe. He looks over to the runner at second. Now kicks and goes to the plate. Similar pitch, but it slides away for ball one. So the count even at a ball and a strike. O'Keefe to the plate. That fastball rises out of the zone. Horton lays off, and it makes the count 2-1. Ehrlich and Chidsey both in scoring position at third and second respectively. The 2-1 pitch from O'Keefe. He lines it towards shortstop. It gets past Robinson. Ehrlich's in to score. Chidsey's motoring to the plate. He gets there. It's a 2 RBI single for Jace Horton, and the Bulldogs strike first.
First baseman, 21, Jackson Alexander.
So a good rip there by Horton. You see it just gets past the outstretched glove of Robinson. Brings in his RBIs number 25 and 26 on the season, and Crown Point gets on the board in a big way. Keep the inning going for Jackson Alexander, the senior first baseman. Alexander, a Lakeland College commit. Pitch from O'Keefe fouled back to the screen. And you have to like that start for the Bulldogs, as they did score first in yesterday's game, but then a better response by Lake Central. As we mentioned, that game was 7-1 after the second inning. It would be a 7-3 final. Good pitching out of the pen by Logan Johnston for the Bulldogs. Keefe evens up the count at 1-1. And the 1-1 tapped down the first baseline foul, but mentioned Johnston with a good relief performance. Even better start from Flores for Lake Central with 9 strikeouts. And the Bulldogs, 11 strikeouts as a team yesterday, so they're certainly looking to correct that. As the count's 1-2 to Alexander. The pitch. Fouled back towards home plate. So Alexander staying alive. O'Keefe now has to adjust and find a different pitch to try to put him away with. For the Bulldogs, 2 runs on 2 hits. Leadoff walk from Ehrlich, then an infield single by Chidsey. The 1-2 just misses. The throw down to second. Horton swipes that base. Avoids the tag from Robinson. The throw was looping away too, so Robinson had to move over towards where the second baseman would be stationed to get to that throw down from Hallfeld. The 2-2 pitch. Lifted in the air to left field. O'Brien looks up and makes the play near the line for out number 3. But the Bulldogs do some damage here in the first. 2 runs on 2 hits. We're through 1 here in Crown Point, and the Bulldogs lead 2-0. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Our hero, Lantern Man, faces off against a nefarious insurance swindler.
I'll trick them into a contract and just keep raising the rates.
Luckily, they can make a call to Crow Company's Lantern Man. He's always ready to protect families from the insurance swindler.
I can easily defeat your overpriced policies. Fair prices always prevail when you call me, the Crown Company's Lantern Man.
Crown Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Don't forget to visit regionsports.com, Facebook/RegionSportsNation, and Instagram for this week's Powering Indiana Peak Performers presented by NECA, IBEW Powering Indiana of Lake County. Powering Indiana, the region's most trusted electricians. Dylan Hine leads off the second inning for Lake Central. Hine, the senior, is the DH tonight, batting .302 on the season. They'll be looking to work their way back after Crown Point added 2 in the bottom of the first inning, so still a lot of baseball left to be played, but have to like the start from the Crown Point offense. And Linus Sheridan worked his way out of some early trouble as he walked 2 batters, had runners on the corners. First pitch to Hine dropped in for a strike. So there were runners at first and third, and he got a big punch out against Parker Robinson. And you think back to that as the 0-1 goes inside, but you think back to that long swing from Robinson that nearly left the yard but broke foul, and then he follows that one up with a big swing and miss for strike 3. The 1-1. High and away, we go 2-1. But that could have really changed the complexion of this game. Instead, it's a 2-0 lead for Crown Point. Hine lays off that one. He plays first base some and has also appeared on the mound a few times. Hine will be playing at Concordia, Wisconsin next season. He lifts the 3-1 pitch in the air to the right side of the diamond. The first baseman, Alexander, looks up for it. He calls, and after a long wait, it eventually lands in his glove for out number 1. That can be a tricky play for a first baseman to make because you have Hine hauling over towards you, and then you have to locate it with the sun, figure out a way to avoid losing it up in that bluish sky tonight, and camp out under it for out number 1. But those fly balls near the first baseline could be dangerous. Sometimes you see those collisions, and Alexander handled that well for out number 1. The count 1-1 to Luke Hallfeld, senior catcher. He swings through that pitch for strike 2. So Hallfeld working behind the plate tonight. We've seen him defensively. The 1-2 gets away. Evens the count at 2-2. Hallfeld will be playing at Illinois Benedictine College next season. So same conference as his teammate Dylan Hine in the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference. But the Eagles, strong program at that level. The 2-2 pitch, fouled away. So the count remains 2-2. Sheridan looks down at his catcher. Horton kicks and fires. Hallfeld checks up on that one. Did he go? He did not. So he, first base umpire, determines he hit the brakes in time, so the count moves to 3-2. So now Hallfeld has worked his way back into this count to fill it up. The payoff pitch, just missing on the outer third for ball 4. It's the third walk of the day issued by Sheridan. And now Jacob Zimmerman will bat with 1 away and a runner at first. So we'll see pinch runner in for the catcher Hallfeld. That'll be Trevor Kubacki. So Sheridan delivers. First pitch misses low. So Zimmerman, the senior, playing first base, batting .311 on the year. He's driven in 7 runs. They throw down to Kubacki, who slides back safely. Count moves to 1-0. But the Indians trying to answer back after the Bulldogs scored 2 in the bottom of the first. Sheridan throws over again, but Kubacki slides back. But so they're trying to be mindful of the base runner. Kubacki with 3 stolen bases, another throw over as he gets back safely. So they'll have to try again if they want to throw him out. The count at the plate is still 1-0. There's only been one offering towards Zimmerman here. Here's another. The 1-0 is chopped over to first base. Alexander gets there and then steps on the cushion for out number 2.
The second baseman, number 2, Victor Villegas.
Victor Villegas will bat for Lake Central. That was a skipper over towards first base. He got him to swing on top of it. It advances Kubacki to second. So now Villegas will bat here, the junior second baseman, batting 173 this season. He's working now with a runner over at second, but 2 down. The pitch from Sheridan is outside for ball 1. So Sheridan would like to get the number 9 batter out here and avoid having to face the top of the order with runners on. Now Sheridan steps off, throws over to second, but Kubacki gets back in plenty of time as Matusek made the catch. That's the 4th throw over we've seen for Sheridan against Matusek. 3 at first base, 1 at second. Now the 1-0. Villegas lays off as it floats away outside. He checked up on it but didn't go all the way, so the count increases to 2-0. Sheridan takes a look around over at the runner at second base. Goes to the plate now. The 2-1 is high for ball 3. So after Luke Hallfeld walked with 1 out, he's been advanced over to second after that ground out. And Sheridan's in danger of walking the number 9 hitter, Villegas. The pitch. That's low for ball 4. It's a 2-out walk. Villegas picks up his 9th free pass of the season. So there are 2 on, and it brings the top of the order up for Lake Central. Jake Figg will take his second at-bat of the night. He flew out to center field earlier in this game. So Horton and Sheridan will talk things over on the mound. Pitcher and catcher will return to their stations. So Jake Figg, dangerous base runner, 24 stolen bases on the year. He's a threat when he gets on, and he has runners at first and second here. The first pitch from Sheridan. Fastball to the outer corner for strike 1. Figg's driven in 12 runs this season. Scored 25 of his own. But so Sheridan trying to get out of this inning against the top of the order for the Indians with 2 runners on. The 0-1 pitch. Figg jams it towards short, scooped up by Chidsey, and he loses it. And then a long turn by Kubacki. He has to go for the plate, where he will be tagged away. So it ends the inning. Crown Point escapes a jam as the Indians were threatening. They will leave 2. We are through an inning and a half. Crown Point leads 2-0. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the Nika Contractors and Electrical Workers of Local 531.
Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics and say, "Go Bulldogs." Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, and providing the best in city services and encouraging smart growth. Kick off summer at the Crossroads Corn Roast at Bulldog Park on May 30 and 31. Enjoy farm fresh corn, live music, and local eats. For more information, visit crossroadschamber.org. Bottom of the second here, Mick Wagner leads off for Crown Point. The 1-0, swing and miss. So let's revisit that play that ended the top of the second inning. Jake Figg grounds over to shortstop. It was a tough play for Chidsey. It ate him up as this one's lifted to the left side of the infield. Calling for it is Fernandez. He will make the catch over at third base, so that will retire Wagner. So back to that play. Figg grounds over to short, and it gets away from Chidsey. So both runners advance to second and third, but then Kubaki with a wide turn at third got kind of caught in no man's land, so he had to go towards the plate as he was a couple steps past third base, where it was a easy throw down. They beat him by a couple of steps as Cotton fouls that first pitch away. So the Indians nearly catch a break. They could have loaded the bases there and extended that inning, but instead the throw out at the plate ends the frame. The 0-1, high for a ball. And so you think for Crown Point, got away with one there as you capitalized on maybe a miscue on the base paths. Be pivotal to try to add a runner or two here in the second. Logan Cotton, the senior designated hitter, batting for the Bulldogs, a .297 average. He swings through that low breaking ball from O'Keefe. Evens the count at 2-2. Cotton, an Indiana commit. He's one of the top pitchers in the rotation for the Bulldogs. The 2-2 breaks low for ball three, so the count full at 3-2. So O'Keefe goes with a long pause before the payoff pitch. Fastball misses high and inside. That will walk Cotton. So with one away, the Bulldogs get a runner on for Brody Langens, the sophomore center fielder. Langens batting .235 on the season. He's driven in 9 runs this season. He will work with a runner at first. First pitch from O'Keefe. That tails away for ball one. So O'Keefe looks down at his catcher, Hallfelt. And so now the top of the order on deck for the Bulldogs. Could be a big opportunity to get Matusek back up. The 1-0 pitch. Cotton's going to second, and that one gets away from Hallfelt, so he will move over to second easily. So Cotton advances to scoring position, takes away the chance of a double play, or at least the conventional way. The 2-0 pitch, fouled away by Langens towards the Lake Central dugout, and that will not be playable for the first baseman Zimmerman. So the count 2-1. Langens steps back into the box. Righty on righty matchup here. O'Keefe delivers. That one dropped in for strike two, so the count evened up at 2 apiece. Was looking inside and then just spun in above the middle of the plate. The 2-2 pitch popped up left infield. Fernandez, the third baseman, gets there for out number 2. So 2 flyouts to Fernandez at the hot corner. He's had time to camp under these, but still having to work with the sun and a slight breeze blowing in. So they're 2 away for the top of the order, and Caden Matusek up for the Bulldogs. He flew out to left field earlier in this one. First pitch from O'Keefe. That'll be ball one. But the Bulldogs got Cotton on base with a walk. He then stole second, and he's in danger of being left stranded now with 2 away. But the top of the order up for the Bulldogs. They'll try to bring him in. The 1-0 pitch. Called strike one, just on the inner third of the plate. Matusak with 12 RBIs this season, 25 hits. Batting with a runner 2 stations away. O'Keefe steps off, looks the runner back to second. Here's the pitch from O'Keefe. Fastball misses away. Count moves to 2-1. So O'Keefe again takes a peek over at the runner at second. Cotton's going. They throw it on to third. He slides in safely. He's now 90 feet away from home. He has stolen 2 bases in this inning. And Cotton, with 2 stolen bases this inning, increases his season total to 8. The count 3-1 to Matusak at the plate. Here's the next pitch from O'Keefe. Fouled away. So the count full at 3-2 after that foul ball. Good swing on the fastball. So Cotton has moved his way just 90 feet away from scoring. Bulldogs lead 2-0. In the bottom of the second. The 3-2 pitch is inside. It's a walk. And that will put Matusak on base.
Number 6, Noah.
For Noah Ehrlich, who will work with runners at the corners and 2 away. I'm sure we'll see the Bulldogs try to move Matusak over to second. Ehrlich walked and scored in the first inning. We saw Ehrlich go from first to third on that infield single by Billy Chidsey. So good speed on that play. And then he later scored on a 2 RBI single from Jace Horton. The first pitch, called strike one, and Matusak moves on over to second. So another stolen base this inning for the Bulldogs. So they have 2 in scoring position now. Matusak at second and Cotton at third. Here's O'Keefe's 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It got Ehrlich swinging ahead of that one for strike 2. So Ehrlich down to his last strike. O'Keefe trying to work his way out of this frame without allowing a run. The 0-2. He gets him swinging for strike 3. The second punch out of the game for O'Keefe. It leaves 2 stranded as the Bulldogs got 2 on a couple of walks, but they will not cross the plate. We're through 2 here at Crown Point. The Bulldogs lead 2-0. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With 40 years of experience serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee, Ennigenberg Exteriors has only had one goal in mind: to achieve excellent customer service. From commercial and residential roofing to siding, window, and door replacement, Ennigenberg Exteriors delivers 110% customer satisfaction from the first hello to the final walkthrough. Visit Ennigenberg.com for more information, or give them a call at 219-365-2837. Ennigenberg Exteriors, restoring hope one project at a time.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we're proud to still be the only game in town. Top of the third here in Crown Point. as the Bulldogs lead the visiting Lake Central Indians 2-0.
Fielder, number 7.
Keegan O'Brien will lead off for LC here in the third. O'Brien, Fernandez, and Kostiva due up. As Lake Central still in search of their first hit of the game against Linus Sheridan as we now move their second time through the lineup. They've had a few runners on, but walks, and then what would have been a fielder's choice for Fig in the last inning is that skipped down the third base line. Ehrlich gets there, throws to first in time. But it's going to be a late foul ball call. So O'Brien will make the trip back to the batter's box. So that starts the count off 0-1. So Sheridan winds and fires. The 0-1's high, so Ehrlich charged in at that baseball. Got there in time to throw over to first, but it was fouled, so that it was just a strike. And now O'Brien slices that one foul towards the Bulldog bullpen. It lands in there, moves the count to 1-2. O'Brien walked in, advanced all the way to third base on a couple of stolen bases in the first inning, but was left hanging. The 1-2, called strike 3. Sheridan sends one to the far corner to freeze up O'Brien for the first out here in the third inning. Second strikeout for Sheridan. And now Ryder Fernandez, the senior third baseman, bats for Lake Central. Fernandez, a Purdue Northwest commit, so he'll be teammates at the next level with Billy Chidsey of Crown Point. This one tapped foul down the third base line, so there's a couple of instances of that in this game of players who will be playing together at the next level. Hallfelt and Ethan Chapman, a catcher and a pitcher for Lake Central, will both be playing at Benedictine in Lyle next season. And then you look, Dylan Hine of Lake Central will be at Concordia, Wisconsin with Mick Wagner of Crown Point. The 0-1 misses away, but it's one of those things where the baseball community is a small community. Everybody's knows everybody. The 1-1, swing and a miss, strike 2, especially here in the region with travel ball and different summer leagues. You have been acquainted with a lot of these guys throughout the progression up to the high school level as time is called by Fernandez, and it continues all the way to college where you'll still be seeing guys from your hometown on those teams. The 1-2. Jammed back towards Sheridan. He flashes the leather and scoops it over the first base. Nicely done by Linus Sheridan for out number 2. He was able to quickly, as we see another look at it, this was sent quickly back to the hill. Sheridan just gets the glove there, turns his back, but makes the grab, and then with that little toss over to first base for a big second out to erase Fernandez there. So Drew Kostiva will bat for Lake Central here. Kostiva will also be playing at Purdue Northwest, so he'll be joining the Pride next season with Fernandez of Lake Central and Chidsey of Crown Point. The 1-0. Inside we go 2-0. So big tilt here between two Duneland Conference rivals, Lake Central and Crown Point. The Bulldogs ahead 2-0 here in the top of the third. The 2-0 pitch from Sheridan, fouled away by Kostiva. So that play by Fernandez, some of the best hands in the business, just like the Bricklayers Local 4 of Indiana, Kentucky. Check out baclocal4.org to find out how you can join the oldest continuous union in North America. So 2 balls and a strike to Kostiva. And the wind and the pitch from Sheridan. He drops that one in for strike 2 to the far corner, so 2 is across the board here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A 2-0 lead for Crown Point. Sheridan just a strike away from getting out of this inning. The 2-2 pitch. That goes low and away for ball 3. So the count full at 3-2. Kosteba had 2 hits and drove in a pair of runs yesterday. In that 7-3 win for Lake Central on their home field. Now the payoff pitch from Sheridan. He swings through it. Sheridan pulled the string on him for strike 3, his 3rd punch out of the game. It's a 1-2-3 inning. So the Bulldogs will take some at-bats next. They lead 2-0. We're through 2.5. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics and say go Bulldogs. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in city services, and encouraging smart growth. Kick off summer at the Crossroads Corn Roast at Bulldog Park on May 30th and 31st. Enjoy farm fresh corn, live music, and local eats. For more information, visit crossroadschamber.org. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning at Crown Point, the Bulldogs will send Chidsey to the plate to start things off. Dunlap and Horton will follow. The first pitch from O'Keefe is away for ball 1. So the Bulldogs 2 runs on 2 hits as O'Keefe misses there for ball 2. Now in their second time through the lineup trying to add to that lead, Chidsey singled and later scored. And that's first inning. It was an infield single for Chidsey. Some nice base running by him and Ehrlich to both score in that frame. Count quickly moves to 3-0. So O'Keefe kicks and fires towards the plate. Gets the fastball in for strike 1. And now time called. So it'll be a 3-1 count. Chidsey and O'Keefe get ready. O'Keefe's 3-1 pitch. Put in the air towards third base. Hustling is Fernandez. It will just drop foul. Fernandez had to charge in at it. It was breaking just outside the foul line. It's a foul ball by Chidsey. Fernandez just barely missed getting there for the putout. So it loads up the count at 3-2. So full count here between O'Keefe and Chidsey. Luke O'Keefe on the hill, the righty, headed to Wayne State next season. Chidsey at the plate will be heading to Concordia, Wisconsin. So both a couple of players that will be taking it to the next level. The 3-2 pitch. Inside for ball 4. Chidsey's on for the second time tonight. This time with a walk. It brings Sean Dunlap up to bat for the Bulldogs. Dunlap struck out swinging against O'Keefe with a couple in scoring position back in the first inning. Dunlap, the Tennessee commit. Only a junior, one of the top prospects in the state. Trying to add to this lead for the Bulldogs. First pitch from O'Keefe. Chidsey's going. The throw down. It's wide of the base. Chidsey takes second. That's his second stolen base of the night. And the pitch to Dunlap was a ball, so the count 1-0, and Chidsey moves over to second. It's now the 1-0 to Dunlap. He bounces it towards Robinson at shortstop. He looks to the runner at second, throws towards first. They will retire Dunlap. They throw over to second, but Chidsey scoots back over to the base. So it's a ground out for Dunlap, and Jace Horden will bat. So Horden, another collegiate-bound player, heading to the Milwaukee School of Engineering next season. So quite a few players in this game, as we'll expand in a moment. So O'Keefe kicks and fires the first pitch. It's fouled away by Horden. They'll be heading to the Division III level, and most in the same conference, actually. So you got Wagner and Hine going to Concordia. Chapman and Hallfeld to Benedictine. And then Horden here to MSOE, all in the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference. The 0-1 pitch. It's a low for a ball, but the NACC, a good D3 conference, very competitive. A lot of schools in the Northern Illinois and Southern Wisconsin area. The 1-1. Some good baseball played there between Benedictine and Aurora, both Concordias. And MSOE, they were in the mix as well this season. Now the 2-1 pitch from O'Keefe. Put in the air towards left field. O'Brien moves in, but the shortstop Robinson calls for it. He makes the catch in shallow left field for out number 2. So Jackson Alexander will bat now with 2 away and a runner at second. Alexander flew out to left field, his first time up. So good communication from O'Brien. And Robinson to avoid any miscues there in left field. Robinson had a better path to that baseball as he was going on an angle where the left fielder O'Brien was going in. It's the count 2-0 to Alexander. Righty on lefty. With a runner at second base and 2 away. Alexander swings through that off-speed delivery for strike 1. That was to the far portion of the zone, and O'Keefe was able to get him swinging above it. Now the 2-1 pitch. Poked in the air towards the left field bullpen. It could be playable. And just missing the diving catch was Fernandez. He had to dive head first towards the fence. It looks like he's okay. That was a tricky play to make as he had to look over the shoulder and then avoid the fence. It just dropped in front of him. So it will even the count at 2-2, but almost made a difficult play in foul territory. But so 2-2 the count with a runner at second base. Now the breakthrough pitch from O'Keefe. This one again goes towards left field. Fernandez looking up for it in foul territory, but he makes the catch this time for out number 3. So Crown Point gets a runner on, but leaves him stranded at second. We are through 3 innings. The Bulldogs lead 2-0. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies proud to recognize the superheroes on the diamond. Top of the fourth inning here at Crown Point. Top of the fourth inning. Pardon me there, as we are trying to bring you mistake-free announcing, but that's difficult sometimes. It's counting not always the easiest thing to do. Leo Stodher with you on the call. Zach Miller and Thomas Marsh doing a great job rounding out the crew as well. Parker Robinson leads off here for Lake Central. Dylan Hine and Logan Hallfelt will follow him. Robinson struck out swinging his first time up, had a long foul ball. That was one of the best pieces of contact we saw today, but it was foul. No hits yet for the Indians. Only 2 for Crown Point, and those were in the first inning. It's been a well-pitched game between Linus Sheridan and Luke O'Keefe. Sheridan misses on the first pitch to Robinson. There's been walks scattered throughout this game. There have been plenty of base runners, but not much contact as Robinson fouls that one away. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. So Robinson, the sophomore, batting at .300 entering this game, takes the next pitch for a strike. The count goes to 1-2. Sheridan gets the call he likes, goes to the plate, and Robinson swings over that off-speed delivery for strike 3. He goes down on strikes for the second time tonight. That's the 4th strikeout for Sheridan. And Dylan Hine bats here for the Indians. Hine batting .302 on the season. Entering this game, he flew out to first base in his previous at-bat. The first pitch from Sheridan, taken for a strike. 4 walks for Sheridan, but he's been pitching well as this one skied towards right field. Dunlap handles the sun and makes the catch for the second out. He had to use the glove to shield his eyes from the sun as he looked up for that one, and then made the catch about shoulder height for the second out. And Logan Hallfelt will bat here for the Indians of Lake Central with 2 away and nobody on. Sheridan quickly speeds a first pitch fastball high for ball 1. Now the 1-0 delivery. That misses low for ball 2. No strikes, 2 balls for Sheridan. That breaking ball misses just upstairs, so we go 3-0. He just gets the inner third on that fastball to make the count 3-1. So Sheridan looking to avoid a walk here and extending the inning. The 3-1 is high, so it is a walk. That's ball 4 for Hallfelt. He's on with his second walk of the game.
The first baseman, number 10.
And we'll see him pinch run for. I believe that'll be Kubaki. So the catcher will head back to the dugout to put his gear back on. The first pitch to Zimmerman, low for a ball. So Sheridan with the 1-0 pitch, and that hits him. That gets a piece of Zimmerman. So not exactly how the Bulldogs wanted to see this one go with 2 away, as a walk and a hit batter will put 2 on.
The second baseman, number 2, Victor Villegas.
And Victor Villegas will bat here. And again, no hits yet for Lake Central, but they've been able to work a few base runners. They've gotten 7 players on base, but have had nothing to show for it yet. Look at both pitchers with excellent command between O'Keefe and Sheridan. Done well throwing with runners on base. But a big spot here for Villegas. He walked in the second inning. He swings through that pitch from Sheridan. And it was a similar spot where he was batting with 2 outs and 2 on. 2 outs with 1 runner on. But he was able to work a free pass. He's behind 0-1 here, but trying to bring the top of the order up. And he'll quickly be behind 0-2 as he fouls that one away. Foul tip. So Sheridan a strike away from getting out of this inning and leaving the runners stranded. He looks over at both runners, goes to the plate, just missing low for a ball. Kubacki the runner at second, Zimmerman the runner at first. Kubacki running in place of Hallfelt, who walked. Zimmerman was hit by a pitch. The count 1-2 to Villegas at the plate. And now Zimmerman. This one's poked towards right field. The second baseman, Matusik, will make the catch just past the infield for out number 3. So the Indians threaten, but leave 2 runners on as we are halfway home. Crown Point leads Lake Central 2-0. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
Hi, this is Tim down at Tire Pros and Auto Superstore, 5200 Cleveland in Maryville. 219-887-3333 is our phone number. We've been serving the region and building relationships with our valued customers for the past 23 years. We have a wide variety of services, quality tires with the best warranty in the nation, and some of the most skilled mechanics I've ever worked with. Let us exceed your expectations. We're setting a new standard. Come on down, ask for Mike or Tim. We'll take excellent care of you. Thank you.
Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics and say Go Bulldogs. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in city services, and encouraging smart growth. Kick off summer at the Crossroads Corn Roast at Bulldog Park on May 30th and 31st. Enjoy farm fresh corn, live music, and local eats. For more information, visit crossroadschamber.org. Mick Wagner leads off. Logan Cotton and Brody Langens also due up. We're in the last of the 4th inning. Crown Point leads 2-0 over the defending state champs, Lake Central. The first pitch away for a ball. These 2 teams in the same sectional in a couple of weeks, so you have to think they are due for a 3rd meeting this season. Lake Central took down the Bulldogs as that one was inside and goes all the way to the backstop. But Lake Central won the first meeting 7-3. Snapped a 10-game win streak that the Bulldogs were on. And then today, the second meeting, but these teams could be due for a third. Wagner skies this one towards the foul line on the third base side. Fernandez looks up and makes the catch for out number 1. So it's been a busy day at third base for Fernandez. And that is the 4th putout he has made. He's had to handle a lot in the air, so that means to a lot of these right-handed hitters, O'Keefe's getting them to swing early, but still be under the ball. First pitch to Cotton, lifted in the air towards center field, and the second baseman Villegas makes the basket catch for out number 2. There were 3 Lake Central players charging in for it, and Villegas was just able to get there for the second out. So Brody Langens, the 9th hitter in the lineup for the Bulldogs, will bat here with 2 away, nobody on. You know, it's been a very quick inning for Luke O'Keefe as he gets him to foul this one away. Only throwing 3 pitches so far. That was just the 4th. It was fouled away, so the count 0-1 to Langens. O'Keefe gets the strike call there on that fastball to the inner third. So it's quickly 0-2. The pitch from O'Keefe. Fouled off the backstop. So a 2-strike count to Langens. Top of the order on deck. The pitch from O'Keefe. Fouled away towards the Bulldog dugout. So O'Keefe trying to work a quick 1-2-3 inning, get his offense back up. The 0-2 pitch, put in the air towards center field. Fig will get there for out number 3, so the Bulldogs go down in 1-2-3 fashion, 3 flyouts. We are through 4. Crown Point leads Lake Central 2-0. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
If you are injured in a worksite accident or hurt by a defective product, go with the guy that has a proven track record litigating these cases. Otto Schragle, a principal partner at the Allen Law Group, will make sure those responsible for hurting you are held to account for their negligence. With multiple offices in Indiana and Illinois, you can reach them at 219-465-6292 or reach them out on the web at www.kenallenlaw.com.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Top 5 here in Crown Point, and at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Learn about our apprenticeship programs and more at locals374.org. So Sheridan gets ready for the top of the 5th inning. He will face the top of the order here for Lake Central, Fig, O'Brien, and Fernandez. The first pitch to Fig. He puts it in the air to shallow left field. The shortstop, Chidsey, will move over, takes a couple steps to his left, and makes the grab for out number 1. So a quick 1 pitch, 1 out for Sheridan. He has had a couple of quick innings. That helps his pitch count, keeps him moving here with 1 away in the 5th inning. And Keegan O'Brien skips this one over to second base where Matusek gets there, throws the first for the second out.
The third baseman, number 5.
So a quick play by Matusek to retire O'Brien. So how about that? 2 pitches, 2 outs for Sheridan here in the 5th. Ryder Fernandez batting with 2 away, nobody on. First pitch to Fernandez, fastball for a strike, and worth monitoring here in the top of the 5th inning. The Indians have worked a few walks, but have not had a base runner on with a hit yet. That first pitch from Sheridan curls away for strike 2. Fernandez will call time, but it's been a well-pitched outing for Linus Sheridan to help keep his Bulldogs in a position with this 2-0 lead. The 0-2 tapped away, foul towards the Bulldog dugout. But after a day yesterday where it was Josh Flores doing a great job pitching for Lake Central, it's been all about Linus Sheridan here for Crown Point. And a good matchup between not just 2 of the top teams in the Duneland, but 2 of the top teams in the state. The 0-2. Foul down the right field line, curls into the Lake Central bullpen. Sheridan has been doing what his team has needed him to do to go deep into this ball game and keeping them with the lead. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Sheridan. High and away. We go 1-2. So after a couple were fouled away by Fernandez, Sheridan sends this one upstairs and tried to get him to chase. He did not. So the count goes 1-2. The next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's a 1-2-3 frame. The Bulldogs will take some at-bats when we're back. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics and say go Bulldogs. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in city services, and encouraging smart growth. Kick off summer at the Crossroads Corn Roast at Bulldog Park on May 30th and 31st. Enjoy farm fresh corn, live music, and local eats. For more information, visit crossroadschamber.org. Caden Matusek leads off the bottom of the 5th inning. Ehrlich and Chidsey to follow. Crown Point leads 2-0. They have 2 runs on 2 hits, but all of that action was in the 1st inning. They have had a couple of walks scattered since, 3 to be exact, but no hits since the 1st inning. In what has been a great pitcher's duel between Luke O'Keefe of Lake Central and Linus Sheridan of Crown Point. O'Keefe's 2-0 pitch, low for a ball. Makes it a 3-0 count. O'Keefe with the 3-0 windup. That one is outside for ball 4. Matusak is on base with his second walk of the game.
Third baseman, number 6,
That brings Noah Ehrlich up to bat for the Bulldogs. So Ehrlich headed to Miami University of Ohio for football next season, but still getting the work done on the diamond for the baseball team here, and you'd like to see multi-sport athletes, especially at premier positions like quarterback and third base. That helps. The first pitch from O'Keefe, and Matusek shows a bit of a lead, but then goes back to the base. But mentioned quarterbacks playing both sports. It's a great example over at the college level. The 1-0 pitch. This time Matusek will not go either. Count 2-0. But at Northwestern, Jack Lausch, starting quarterback for the Wildcats, also playing baseball this season, his first collegiate baseball season. Played a couple of years of football, but starting in center field. He crushed a home run last night against Valparaiso. The 2-0 pitch is fouled away to go 3-0. And if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it, because it went all the way out to right field off of the basketball arena, which is conveniently right next to the right field fence. And this home run just ricocheted off of the arena, which begs the question. As the 2-1 pitch to Ehrlich, he shows bunt, pokes it over to third base. It's scooped up. The throw to first. It goes in and out of the glove of Zimmerman. So Ehrlich beats it out.
The shortstop, 16.
Ehrlich lays down the bunt, gets there. We'll see how that is scored. Clean throw might have beat him, but just Zimmerman had to try to scoop it up, and it just got away. But a big spot here for the Bulldogs. That is scored as a single for Ehrlich. So Billy Chidsey will bat with 2 on, nobody out. So just to round out that long-winded story about Jack Lausch played 2 sports for the Wildcats, the home run, yes. The question of why do you build the basketball arena directly outside the fence of the baseball field? Whichever came first. Not sure, but probably not a good idea to build the baseball diamond in close range of where other buildings will immediately get hit by any ball outside the fence. That is all. The 1-1. Inside for a ball, we go 2-1. I guess a home run here to deep right field could travel on to the soccer field, but it would really have to be crushed. As the count's 1-1 to Chidsey here. Everything to left in center field, green grass. The 2-1 pitch to Chidsey. Put in the air to left field. Rolling to his right is O'Brien. He gets there for the first out of the inning. Throws it into the relay man, so that's a big out for O'Keefe and the Indians. But here's going to be a tough hitter from the Bulldogs. Sean Dunlap, the junior right fielder, bats with runners at first and second and only 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Matusek led off the inning with a walk, then Ehrlich laid down a bunt to the third base line. Dunlap bats here with 2 on and 1 away. The first pitch from O'Keefe. Fastball away for ball 1. Dunlap, and stealing a late steal by both Matusek and Ehrlich as the ball went out of the glove of Hallfelt. They will both move up 90 feet, so 2 in scoring position for Dunlap. This is one of those points in the game where if the Bulldogs, if they can score, could really take control. I think if you look up, no runs on no hits for the Indians offensively, and with opportunities quickly fading away. The count 2-0 to Dunlap after that one misses. Pitch from O'Keefe. Skipped over to Robinson at shortstop. He looks the runner back to third. They are going to get Matusek in a rundown. The throw to the plate, tagged out by Hallfelt. Dunlap will end up on second base on the fielder's choice, but they get the lead runner for out number 2. Heads up play by Robinson to save a run. Robinson was able to look the runner back to third base as we see it there. Tries to look him back. He's going to go as he throws over to third in time. And then good work by Fernandez and Hallfelt to tag him out for the second out. But not out of the danger zone yet, as on the fielder's choice, Dunlap moved over to second, Ehrlich to third. But on the 6-5-2 fielder's choice, as this one's cracked to third base, Fernandez with the diving stop, the throw, gets there in time for out number 3. What a play by Ryder Fernandez for the third out of this inning. So the Bulldogs will leave 2 stranded. We are through 5. Lake Central leads 2-0. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Our hero, Lantern Man, faces off against a nefarious insurance swindler.
I'll trick them into a contract and just keep raising the rates.
Luckily, they can make a call to Crow Company's Lantern Man. He's always ready to protect families from the insurance swindler.
I can easily defeat your overpriced policies. Fair prices always prevail when you call me, the Crow Company's Lantern Man. Crow Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Stay with us after the game when we'll name the Ironworkers 395 Player of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. For more information on the apprenticeship program, check out ironworkers395.com. And we saw a couple of candidates in that last half inning defensively for Lake Central in opportunities with runners on base. It's those type of plays where the offense is being stifled by good pitching. We see the rundown there by Robinson, Hallfelt, and Fernandez, and then even that diving stop by Fernandez. Get another look at that one. Dives at the hot corner, almost at shortstop, throws just in time. Both of those prevented runs from scoring. The Indians are down 2-0, but a couple of gritty defensive plays could be what they need to energize their cause and try to get on the board here, as they are still looking for their first hit of the game. Drew Kostiba will bat here. He is 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. But Kostiba trying to break through for Lake Central. Linus Sheridan has been throwing a gem here tonight for the Bulldogs. The first pitch. Kostiba lays off. That'll be ball 1. So it was outside. So Kostiba, one of the top hitters in the Lake Central lineup. He cues this one over to first base. Alexander gets there. He'll do it himself. Steps on the bag for the first out.
The shortstop, number 1, Parker Robinson.
So Parker Robinson will bat here with 1 down and nobody on in the top of the 6th inning. We saw a great play by Robinson defensively. Now he'll try to make one with the bat here with his team chasing 2. Sheridan threw a 1-2-3 inning in the 5th. Is back on the hill here in the 6th. The first pitch to Robinson. He checks up on it. He went. That'll be strike 1. So Robinson is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts tonight. He's trying to get back on track. The 0-1. He lays off. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Lake Central winners of their last 4. including a big win yesterday against these Bulldogs. The 1-1 pitch, outside for a ball. But it started, the win streak did, with an 8-6 win at Lincoln Way Central in Illinois, an 8-2 win at Portage, and then a 5-3 win at home against Portage, and then yesterday's 7-3 victory against Crown Point. The 2-1. It's high for a ball. We'll go to 3-1. So the defending state champions have been playing some good baseball lately, facing a tough pitcher in Linus Sheridan. His 3-1 pitch. That's low for ball 4. That will put Robinson on base.
The designated hitter, 22, Dylan Hine.
The 6th walk of the night issued by Sheridan puts Robinson on base. There's also a hit batter in there. Dylan Hine will bat. So Hine 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts. Working with a runner on base. We'll see how aggressive they are with Robinson with 1 away and down by 2. The throw down to first base. Robinson gets back safely. But in the 6th inning, if you can get 1 on the board here, that could help. But Hine batting here, this is one of those opportunities where the Indians cannot afford to make a mistake, as Robinson nearly thrown out at first base, just getting back to avoid the tag from Alexander. The count's still 0-1, and now Hine calls the timeout. Dylan Hine entering the game, batting .302 on the season. Another throw down to first. Still safe for Robinson. Hine has driven in 17 runs this season. So 3 throwdowns to first base since our last pitch. Sheridan continues to look over at Robinson. Now he goes to the plate to Hine. That bender misses outside. We go even at 1-1. It's Sheridan, the senior, throwing a great game here on his home field. The Olive Harvey commit. Now he gets the sign, goes with his 1-1 pitch. Fastball in there for strike 2. Gets a head on Hine here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out in the inning. Robinson, the runner, over at first base. He walked. Sheridan gets ready for the 1-2 pitch. He steps off the rubber. So he'll take a deep breath, look over to first base, goes to the plate now. Fastball misses upstairs. Count evened up at 2-2. And for Hine, he knows the magnitude of this situation. He's trying to bring his team back in the game. Sheridan trying to rise to the occasion and retire him here. Takes a look back at the runner. Now to the plate. The 2-2 pitch. Outside. That loads up the count at 3-2. So 3-2 with 1 away. Big pitch here for Sheridan. And now the batter Hine calls timeout. This has been a lengthy at-bat between the throws over to first base. Hine calling timeout. A good battle between 2 seniors. We'll see who gets the upper hand with this payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Linus Sheridan throws a breaking ball with bad intentions. Gets it into the far side of the plate for strike 3. And a big second out here in this inning. 6 strikeouts for Sheridan. That might have been the biggest of this game. Catches Hine looking. This first pitch to Luke Hallfeld fouled away. But against one of the top hitters for Lake Central, you freeze him looking with a full count. that can really fire up not just the pitcher Sheridan, but the rest of this Crown Point team. The throw over to Robinson at first base. Talking about a at-bat where the momentum could have swung either way. The pendulum just swung over to Crown Point's favor with a pitch like that. Now the 0-1 from Sheridan. Called strike 2. So that off-speed pitch breaking away from these right-handed hitters. He's been able to locate it to that far corner for some big strikes. Sheridan gets ready for the 0-2 pitch. Misses low for ball 1. Luke Hallfelt has walked both times against Sheridan here in this game. So he's been on base twice, trying to get his first hit of the game. The 1-2. Lifted to center field. Could be playable for one of the middle infielders. Matusak will call for it, so the second baseman makes the play. So the Indians get a runner on, leave him stranded. Some great pitching from Linus Sheridan. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Crown Point leads 2-0. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the Nika Contractors and Electrical Workers of Local 531.
Bottom 6 here at White Maley Field, where Crown Point leads Lake Central 2-0. What's been a great battle between two senior right-handed pitchers. Linus Sheridan just really stepped up in the top of the 6th inning with a big strikeout and a couple of ground out on a flyout to keep moving along through the Lake Central order. So it'll be up to Luke O'Keefe to keep his team down by just 2. Jackson Alexander leads off for the Bulldogs. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts. There's been some great defense by Lake Central in the recent innings. The high heat from O'Keefe, it results in a swing and a miss for Alexander. Alexander, a Lakeland commit. As this one's driven through the middle of the infield for a leadoff single for Alexander. He smashed that one past the pitcher. It rolls all the way to Fig in center field. And that's a big rip for Alexander. It brings Mick Wagner up to the plate with nobody out and a runner at first. So Wagner 0 for 2, 2 flyouts to Fernandez at third base. What a big spot here for the Bulldogs. If they could add even just one run here in this inning, they could really be in a good spot. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Bulldogs. 2 of those hits in the last 2 frames. They had gone 3 innings without a hit, as they had 2 in the first inning, but had been a little stifled by O'Keefe since then. Now going to second as this one's cued over to third base, but it skips foul. So Wagner, they were trying to work a hit and run there, but the ball goes foul. And we've seen the Bulldogs have been aggressive stealing bases tonight. And you think even here in the bottom of the 6th inning, it might have to be that way to try to add another run on the board. As another throw over to first base, sliding back safely was Alexander. So O'Keefe gets the sign for the 1-1 pitch. The throw to the plate. Low. Alexander does not go. So the count 2-1 to Wagner. So a long pause for O'Keefe. The 2-1 pitch inside. So that makes it a 3-1 count. So O'Keefe just trying to go a little bit further for his team. We're going to see a meeting at the mound between O'Keefe, members of the Lake Central infield, and his head coach, Mike Schwarzenschruber. So it looks like O'Keefe will stay in, but they're just trying to talk things over with the right-handed pitcher. There's no activity in the Lake Central bullpen. So O'Keefe will stay in, but just talking things over with his crew. How to try to get some outs here. 3-1 count with nobody out and a runner at first base. The batter, Mick Wagner, is 0 for 2 on the night. Logan Cotton on deck. Now O'Keefe's 3-1. That's high and tight for ball 4. So Alexander will move over to second base. Wagner at first base. He's on for the first time tonight. And Logan Cotton will bat with 2 on and nobody out. This might be it for Luke O'Keefe. Looks like we will see a call to the pen. So the Indians will bring in a new arm. We will break, and we'll tell you about the new right-hander when we return. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With 40 years of experience serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee, Enigenberg Exteriors has only had one goal in mind: to achieve excellent customer service. From commercial and residential roofing to siding, window, and door replacement, Enigenberg Exteriors delivers 110% customer satisfaction from the first hello to the final walkthrough. Visit enigenberg.com for more information, or give them a call at 219-365-2837. Enigenberg Exteriors, restoring hope one project at a time.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step towards your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
So it's time to introduce the new pitcher out of the pen for Lake Central. It'll be right-hander Trevor Kubacki. Brought to you by Enigenberg Enigenberg Exteriors. Presented by Enigenberg Exteriors, experienced roofing and siding contractors serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee. Visit them on the web at ebergexteriors.com. So Trevor Kubacki, the righty on the mound for Lake Central. He is 1-1 on the year and 6 appearances, an ERA of 3.97. Kubacki, 12 1/3 innings pitched, 10 hits, 9 runs, 7 of them earned. He has walked 9 and struck out 12. As we look at these stats, you can't totally close the book on O'Keefe yet, but 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 5 walks, and 2 strikeouts. But it was a good day on the mound for O'Keefe as he pitched his way out of some trouble, got some help from his defense, pitched for contact, worked quickly, worked well with runners on, and gave his team a chance to try to work their way back, and now they'll try to help him out. It'll be up to Kubacki to try to close things out. And that one gets away from the catcher. Both base runners will move up 90 feet. Alexander goes to third and Wagner to second. Kubacki, also a member of the Lake Central football team. Working out of the pen here. So the count 1-0. To Logan Cotton, designated hitter. First pitch to Cotton, called strike one. Ball and a strike, nobody out. 2 in scoring position. This could be a big point in the game for Crown Point. The 1-1 pitch. That's away for ball 2. So the new pitcher out of the pen, Kubacki, looking for outs, trying to keep his team in this one. Here's his 1-1 pitch. Foul towards right field. Out of play. So the count moves to 1-2. So Kubacki with not much room for error here with runners at second and third. 3 away. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That will help. Cotton with a check swing. Doesn't go all the way around, but goes far enough for strike 3. That's a big first out for Kubacki and the Indians. So that brings Brody Langens, the sophomore center fielder, up to bat. Runners at second and third, 1 away. Langens 0 for 2 today with a pair of flyouts. He fouls the first pitch away beyond the backstop. So starts the count off 0-1. So Kubacki waiting for a new baseball. Gets one from his catcher, and now we'll get ready for the 0-1 pitch. So Langens with the top of the order on deck, trying to get them to that point. The 0-1 pitch, high for ball 1. There's 1 away in this inning. Langens trying to either bring these runners home or load the bases here. First base is open. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball low. We go 2-1. Langens with a fly out to third base and a fly out to center to show for his prior 2 at-bats. He cracks this one to third base. It will roll all the way to left field. First runner, Alexander, is in. And Wagner ends up on third base. So Langens steps up, adds another run for Crown Point. They take a 3-0 lead here in the 6th. Brody Langens with his 10th RBI of the season brings the top of the order up for Crown Point with runners on the corners. Wagner at third base, Langens at first. Caden Matusak is up to bat. He has walked twice. First pitch outside, and Langens steals second. So 1-0 with 1 away, 2 in scoring position. It's still high leverage situation for Kubacki. The 1-0 pitch. Foul towards right field. I think that one went into the Lake Central dugout. So the count now 1-1. And 1 with 1 away. 1 run scored already in this frame, but potential for more for Crown Point. Kubacki looks at the runners, goes to the plate. It's 1-1 pitch, goes outside. Moves it to a 2-1 count. The 2-1 pitch. Low for a ball, makes it a 3-1 count. First base is open. But the Bulldogs with a run on 2 hits in this inning. Trying to add to that here. Now the 3-1 from Kubacki. Fouled down the third base line towards the Bulldog bullpen. fills up the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So full count now with first base open, 1 away. The payoff pitch, another foul ball just on top of it was Matusek, but that will force Kubacki to work more here. So Kubacki with the payoff pitch. Lifted towards right field, charging in is Kostoba. This is caught! He makes the diving catch, takes a tumble, but hangs on for out number 2. The runners will stay put. Nice diving catch by Drew Kosteba out in right field for out number 2. So Kosteba just able to hang on to that one. He prevents the runners from advancing. But we've seen a few of those just great defensive plays for Lake Central. That's kept their team in this one. Second out of the inning. And here's Noah Ehrlich. He's reached base twice. Takes that first pitch for a strike. Saw him with that bunt single in the 5th inning. He works now with 2 away and 2 runners on. Righty on lefty matchup. Ehrlich fouls it away towards third base. Count moves to 0-2. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll see there's activity in the Crown Point bullpen. Does Linus Sheridan get the call for the 7th? The 0-2 pitch, high and away. 3 runs on 5 hits for the Bulldogs. No runs on no hits for the Indians, so a lot to play for in the top of the 7th inning. The 1-2. Jam towards shortstop, but Robinson backs up, takes a hop, and makes the catch. For out number 3, the Bulldogs add 1 on 2 hits. They extend their lead to 3-0. We are through 6. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Top of the 7th inning, last chance for Lake Central here. Zimmerman, Villegas, and Fig due up. They have had some base runners in this game. A few walks. 6 walks to be exact. A hit batter, a fielder's choice, but no hits so far. Linus Sheridan trying to close it out, get the final 3 outs against these Lake Central Indians. Zimmerman was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. Lays off the first pitch. Moves it to a 1-0 count. There's a left-hander getting loose in the Bulldog bullpen. We'll see how long the leash is on Sheridan here. As that fastball's high and away, you have to think the adrenaline is pumping for him, and he knows the magnitude of this situation. Just 3 outs to go. The 2-0 pitch from going the distance. That's called a strike. They're trying to throw a complete game here against one of the top teams in the state. The 2-1 pitch, put in the air, foul territory, third base side, and it loops out of here, so we'll even the count at 2-2. But Zimmerman trying to break through. His team's chasing 3 runs. That's dropped in for strike 3. He catches Zimmerman looking for the first out here in the 7th.
The second baseman, number 2, Victor Villegas.
7th strikeout of the night for Linus Sheridan, and there are just 2 outs to go. Victor Villegas batting. He's batting in the 9 spot tonight, but he did walk in the 2nd inning, and that was a good at-bat by Villegas. Worked the count full and laid off on a good pitch. So the count 1-0. Top of the order on deck. Trying to break up this great outing from Sheridan. And this one goes through the right side of the infield. The throw to first, not in time. Villegas beats it out by a step. That is the first hit of the game for Lake Central. It comes with 1 away in the 7th inning. They nearly were able to throw him out. It was through the gap between first and second. The right fielder Dunlap threw a dart over to first base, but Villegas was able to beat it by a step to break up the no-hitter. So the top of the order, and Jake Figg up to bat for the Indians. Figg reached twice tonight, reached on I believe it was scored as a fielder's choice, but he could have also, it was a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning on that ball that got away from Chidsey, and then they threw out the runner at the plate. So the count 1-0 to Figg here. He also, that was the only time he reached. 1-0, called strike 1. Took something off to even the count up at 1 apiece. Still 1 away, but a runner on first. Crown Point leads 3-0. The breakthrough pitch. Figg swings under this one, gets it in the air to center field. Langens steps in and squeezes it into the glove for out number 2.
Left fielder, number 7, Keegan O'Brien.
So Keegan O'Brien will bat here with 2 away, a runner on first. Lake Central down to their last out. Down by 3 here in the 7th against their conference rival Crown Point. O'Brien walked in the 1st inning. He cues this one down the left field line. Will it stay in? It is foul into the Bulldog bullpen. So the count 0-1. To Keegan O'Brien batting in the 2 spot here for Lake Central. O'Brien, 262 average on the season going into this game. He gets ready for the 0-1 from Sheridan. The pitch. Inside, makes it a 1-1 count. So Sheridan needs just 1 more to go for the complete game shutout. Even though the no-hit bid was broken up, it's been a great night for him. The 1-1 fouled away, quickly travels out near the Bulldog dugout. So the count 1-2 with 2 outs. So O'Brien and Lake Central down to their final strike. Here we go for the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Sheridan finishes it with a strikeout. He goes the distance for a complete game shutout as Lake Central falls to Crown Point 3-0. So the Bulldogs bounce back with a win against the Indians. They split the season series. Crown Point improves to 20-4 on the season, 11-1 in Duneland play. while the Indians fall to 17-4 on the year, 11-1 in Duneland play. On a great night for Linus Sheridan and the Crown Point pitching staff. We will take a break. When we return, we'll hand out some post-game awards. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Wrapping things up here at Crown Point, where Crown Point defeats Lake Central 3-0 on a great pitched game between both sides, but a big win for the Bulldogs against a conference rival, two teams that will be in the same sectional in a couple weeks. So let's hand out some of the awards. It's time to name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies, proud to recognize the superheroes on the diamond. We'll go with the obvious choice, Linus Sheridan, the pitcher for the Bulldogs. Throws a complete game shutout, had his no-hitter broken up with one away in the 7th inning. So 7 innings of one-hit ball, 6 walks, and 8 strikeouts, including 2 in the 7th. Sheridan improves to 7-0 on the season. And now let's name the blue-collar player of the game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. We'll go with the opposing starting pitcher, Luke O'Keefe. He went 5 innings of 4-hit ball. He walked 5, struck out 2, but really battled with runners on base to keep this a close game. He did not allow a hit from after the first inning. It took until the 5th inning to get another swing in play against him. So this was a really well-pitched game between two tough right-handers in Sheridan and O'Keefe. Moving along, it's time to name the Ironworkers 395 Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a union ironworker. So let's see it. Tonight's Ironworkers 395 Player of the Game was, we'll wind it back to the 5th inning. This diving stop by Ryder Fernandez and an even better throw across the plate to prevent a run from scoring, record the 3rd out of the inning. That was a great play at 3rd by Fernandez. He was busy at the hot corner tonight, and he threw in that gem too. So that was tonight's Ironworkers 395 Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395, Union Strong. Time to thank everyone involved with tonight's broadcast. To our management team at Region Sports, Chris Ramirez, Rich Castillo, Zach Miller, and our sports director, Mike Dewan. To our great crew tonight, Zach Miller was producing. He did an outstanding job of overseeing everything and bringing all the action to you. And Thomas Marsh did a great job on camera as well, tracking all the action and bringing you all of those highlights. Thank you to the coaches of each side, Mike Schwartzentruber of Lake Central and Steve Strayer from Crown Point. The athletic directors, Lake Central's Chris Enyart and Bill DeRola of Crown Point, and the viewers across all of our platforms at Facebook/Region Sports Nation, YouTube/Region Sports Network, and regionsports.com. This is Leo Staudaher thanking you for watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.